As we all know, Donald Trump fired FBI Director James Comey. So what is he up to now? Well, it turns out he has just gotten hired as a chair at Howard University. He will serve as the Gwendolyn S and Colbert I King Endowed Chair in Public Policy for the 2007-2008 academic year. As part of this role, Comey will lead 5 lectures, which is a lot of work. Comey will forego his salary of $100,000, instead donating it to a scholarship fund for the university dedicated to helping students from foster homes.
Well, that's very nice. I would like to note 2 goofy things. One, that name of the chair is way too long.
For real.
I think for short they called the King Chair in Public Policy, which that kind of sounds badass.
Yeah, that I like.
Yeah, and what did you say? You said something like he got a chair. Well, you mean like a position of a chair? But as you were saying it, I felt like they're like, congratulations, James Comey. You've been fired as the FBI director, but you do have a chair.
It's like the modern version of Game of Thrones, right? Yeah. Instead of a throne, you get a chair.
He's the king of the North.
Yeah.
The king of the North, or at least Howard.
So he doesn't even know how exciting his life is about to be.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Neither do I. Why?
Because it's awesome to teach.
Oh, the professor.
He's gonna have a really good time. I know he is. Unless he doesn't like to teach, then he's gonna have a miserable time. But it's great being on a college campus. You're with all these young people, and you get to actually, if you care about it and you're passionate about it, you get to have a positive influence on their lives. You can see change happen right before you.
You know what? I just realized something. The right wing's definitely going to get triggered by this because Howard is a historically black university, and so they were like, oh, they won't even allow whites because white people don't have enough universities to go to in America. Right?
Pretty sure they admit white people.
They admit white people, but why is it just for black people? Of course, James Comey would go there. Oh yeah.
Isn't James Comey a Republican?
Yeah. He's deeply Republican. He was the #2 guy in John Ashcroft's Justice Department under George W. Bush. And John Ashcroft is like criminally Republican. He didn't do anything criminal, kind of. Anyway, massive right winger. So is Comey. And he's a quizzical dude. He has his set of principles. Whether you think he's applied them right or not, he deeply believes in those principles.
And that's why I respect him. Even though I think we probably disagree on a lot of political issues, I respect him because he is principled. And he doesn't strike me as a bad person.
Look, I think he likes the spotlight. And that's why he did the press conference when he announced that Hillary Clinton was not going to be charged and then berated her. That was actually not his role. It's actually the Attorney General that's supposed to decide whether he's charged or not. The FBI just makes a recommendation. So he was out of bounds there. On the other hand, but look, he didn't charge her, and he made that crazy statement right before the election saying, "I'm reopening the investigation because of Anthony Weiner," etc. But look, Republicans will look at that and go, yes, he should have done all that, and it's debatable. And then, of course, during the Bush administration, he most famously wouldn't allow warrantless wiretapping. For that, I will always respect him.
Absolutely.
That's not a Republican or Democrat thing, because later, a lot of people in the Obama administration made excuses for warrantless wiretapping too. But Comey was right on that, and that is actually a conservative position as well as a progressive position. Both sides actually agree to that if they had principles. So now he's going to teach young people who are excited about the law, and foregoing his salary. So nicely done. He's back to being my Comey. Support independent media. Come join us at the Young Turks. TYTnetwork.com/join.